fat. So I'm sure you read a lot or hear a lot about fat, right? That you should consume more fat. Animal fats are healthy. Keto diet or the paleo diet, right? Lots of fat. Cheese is good for you. Eggs are good for you. Well, how much fat and what sources of fat should you be eating? Hi everyone, my name is James Marin. I'm a holistic registered dietitian, environmental nutritionist, author, speaker, and diabetes expert. I'm here to talk to you about fat and how much you should intake from what sources you should be intaking from, okay? So according to the Institute of Medicine, they recommend that you should intake 20 to 35% of a healthy daily caloric intake. What does that mean? Well, let's say you're eating 2,000 calories a day. You're going to just multiply that by either 20% or 35%, and that's your range of calories. If you want to find out the grams, you then take that range of calories and then divide it by 9, and you'll get the grams, okay? So it varies for everyone. It varies on your body type, how many calories you need, and what you're actually eating in a day. So it varies. There are some that even say you should have less. You should maybe intake about 10% of your daily caloric intake from healthy fat sources. So before we get into that, let's talk about some unhealthy sources of fat, right? Or some unhealthy fats, right? So you hear a lot about cholesterol. So cholesterol is gonna come from animal sources. So whether it's cheese, butter, yogurt, chicken, fish, beef, pork, anything that comes from an animal will have cholesterol, and it also have the second fat you should avoid, saturated fat, okay? And it will also have the third fat you should avoid, trans fat. Now, a lot of us think of trans fat from over frying vegetable oils, right? I think that's where it came in the restaurant business. A lot of news articles about restaurants just reusing the same deep frying oil over and over again and creating trans fats. That's true as well, but animals will also have trans fats. And the danger with trans fat is that they put you at risk. You know, the more trans fat you eat, the more at risk you are of heart disease. And trans fat never really leaves your body, okay? Trans fat will stay in your body. The trans fat you eat, it's likely scientists right now think it's just gonna stay in your body. Your body will have to continually store the trans fat, okay? So those are the fats you should avoid. So then what the heck do I eat? How much fat do I eat? Well, the American Heart Association recommends you eat 5 to 6% of your daily healthy caloric intake, okay, from saturated fat. That's the maximum. So on a 2,000 calorie diet, that might look like a chicken breast or 2 hard-boiled eggs, okay? Not a lot, really, from animal sources. What does that mean then? That means you should be getting a majority of your calories and nutrition from healthy plant foods. So if you're eating whole foods like nuts and seeds, walnuts and Brazil nuts and almonds, chia seeds and flax seeds, right? If you're eating other sea vegetables and leafy greens and fruits and root vegetables, you're also gonna get protein, fiber, vitamins, and minerals, but you're also gonna get healthy sources of fat as well from those whole foods, from those whole plant foods, okay? So, what do I recommend? Again, guys, you can go with about 20%, maybe 15% of your daily calorie intake from healthy sources of fat, okay? Chances are, if you're diabetic, you're at risk for heart disease, if you're overweight, you should be on the lower end of the fat, right? You shouldn't really be doing 35% of your calories. You should maybe be doing the 10, 15, at maximum 20% of your daily healthy calorie intake from healthy fat sources. And even then, the healthy fat sources you don't want to go crazy with. You don't want to drench your food in olive oil or avocado oil because it's healthy. No, what I recommend you do instead is eat the whole foods that are healthy. You're gonna eat avocado. You can go nuts with avocado, the actual avocado, not the oil, okay? Go nuts with walnuts, Brazil nuts, almonds, pistachios, the seeds, right? All the different seeds out there, okay? Go nuts with those and they're gonna give you wonderful sources of fat as well as other benefits nutrition-wise. okay? And that's gonna help you stay where you need to be, right? With low saturated fat, low fat intake in general, and you're gonna get the most bang for your buck because you're getting healthy plant sources of fat that are gonna put you at less risk for diabetes, heart disease, and other complications down the road, okay? So again, if you're obese, you're at risk for diabetes or having other complications, I recommend you stay on the low end, okay? Definitely no more than 20% of your daily healthy caloric intake from healthy fats, okay? Fats to stay away from: saturated fat, cholesterol, and trans fat, okay? Read your labels. You'll be able to find trans fat. You'll be able to see how much saturated fat, but an easy rule of thumb, remember, I like to keep things simple. If it comes from an animal, chances are it will have one of those three fats: saturated fat, cholesterol, trans fat, okay? So the idea is to get your fat from healthy, whole food plant sources, okay? Avocados, nuts, and all those wonderful seeds. And even some other leafy greens will have some fats. Definitely your sea vegetables will have some fats. Kelp noodles, right? So wonderful sea vegetables are also highly overlooked, okay? If you're not Japanese or Asian or from an Asian culture. So here in the States, my family, we love sea vegetables. I recommend you eat more sea vegetables as well. And that's a great way to get some healthy fat as well. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you further understand where to get your fat from, how much to eat in terms of fat, and especially if you are at higher risk of disease, again, diabetic, or experiencing complications from diabetes, or at risk for heart disease, then you do want to be on the lower end in terms of fat intake, and make sure it's the healthy fat intake. All right, guys, like and share the video if you enjoyed this information. If you want to learn more about what to avoid, definitely get our shopping guide and 101 foods to avoid. You can click below and get this booklet for free, okay? This is gonna help you navigate the grocery store as well as learn what foods to avoid. I give this to all of my diabetic patients and all of my patients who are just interested in being healthy in general, right? Who are at risk for diabetes, okay? So again, guys, thank you so much. I hope to see you soon and have a wonderful day.